So where's it going now?
Well, it's incredibly sad what's happening, but you have to remember that Hong Kong is nowhere near as important to the rest of China as it used to be. And let me give you some examples. In 1997, Hong Kong used to generate approximately 20% of China's gross domestic product, GDP. Now that's down to about 3%. In 1997, about 50% of China's international trade used to go through Hong Kong, be handled by Hong Kong. Now that's declined to about 12%. Until about 20 years ago, Hong Kong stock market was twice the size of the stock market of the rest of China. That's now changed, and Hong Kong has been bypassed by Shanghai, and Shenzhen's about to do the same. Until about 15 years ago, Hong Kong's port here was the largest in the world. Now it's been bypassed not only by Singapore, but also within China by Shanghai, by Ningpo, even by Shenzhen. And the new dock, which is opening shortly in Guangzhou, will also have a major impact. And even Qingdao is about to catch up with Hong Kong too. And elsewhere, Busan in Korea is about to catch up with Hong Kong. So Hong Kong has lost its preeminent status, if I can put it that way, which it used to enjoy. And it has declined very significantly. And people in Hong Kong don't always realize this. But I'm sure it leads to the view in the mainland, where it counts in Beijing, that it's a great pity what you're doing to yourself, and it's the last thing that we want to see. But if you really do want to destroy yourselves, then sad though we are, so be it, if that's what you want to do. But we will survive without you. We'll give you every help if we can. But if you spurn the opportunities and the help that we give you, if you criticize us all the time, if you attack mainland people when they visit Hong Kong, then there's very little that we can actually do to help you. We will try to maintain one country, two systems as much as we can. But if you want to destroy it, then that will be a great pity. It certainly won't be our decision to destroy it, and you will have destroyed it yourself if that ever comes to pass. So Hong Kong has to get wise before it's too late, realizes that it can still leverage on its unique position, and do all it can to try to ensure that it has a good future. I mean, China has made it clear that Hong Kong can have a good future, economically, for example, within the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area, and the opportunities are there. But if these opportunities are spurned and Hong Kong just looks inwards and descends into lawlessness, then these opportunities will be lost, and probably lost forever. And Hong Kong will only have itself to blame, which will be a tragedy, particularly for people like me, who've spent their lives trying to make sure that Hong Kong succeeds.
Where is Hong Kong's future?
Well, Hong Kong's future lies in its own hands. If it wants to have a bright, successful future, then the opportunities are still there. It can still have such a future, but it won't find that future if it continually engages in rounds of violence, if it continually tries to undermine the police force and the legal system, if it continually indulges in attacks on the mainland and on mainland citizens when they come to Hong Kong. So the whole of Hong Kong must rally together and make absolutely clear that these type of practices are unacceptable, that we want Hong Kong to succeed, and that the rule of law must be maintained at all costs, and that there's no future whatsoever in trying to undermine China's sovereignty over Hong Kong, or pressing for independence, as some people want, and that even though certain countries around the world are trying to undermine one country, two systems, nonetheless they're only doing this in order to use Hong Kong as a pawn against China in the wider disputes that are going on. For example, in relation to the trade war that's going on. For example, in relation to China's increasing role and through the Greater Bay, through the One Belt, One Road initiative, and its increasing influence in different parts of the world. Some people in other places obviously hope that Hong Kong can be used to undermine, in a way, China's position, but that won't happen, and the sooner people realize that, the better. And Hong Kong's future lies in being a responsible part of the nation and in pulling its weight and cooperating with the other parts of China. If it does that, it has a very bright future ahead.